This is a very interesting topic, and I am very much, pumped up to talk on this because I feel like there will be lots of ideas coming from all of you together, and we can, till we'll end this session, we'll have lots of, new avenues to explore how we can use AI in building organizations, in leading them forward. So before we head on, let's discuss the idea of what exactly means by an AI-ready organization. What are we actually talking about? In simple terms, let's say if there is a company that is, like, if any user would think, if there's any company that is not using an AI versus a company that has a very minimal, headcount, but their efficiency as compared to the other one is 10x, and the revenue there that this company that is using AI is generating is 10x the one as compared to the previous. Now, if we look at, like, look at just let's just understand this idea that this company is using AI and this company is not using AI. Is this actually the real difference between an AI ready organization, or is there more to talk about this? And while I was researching this idea and talking about, like, planning this entire conversation, and I got to know about this very interesting analogy. Like, let's say you have, like, consider this left side of image. You have a very old house, the wiring is outdated, and you want to convert it into this AI infrastructure, really cool tech gadget inspired home, which is like all smartly connected and everything is, very well done and the streamlined. And now if you're planning to go from this left transition into the right one, you would think, like, what could be the possible steps that I could take from moving from here to there? And looks like that the picture that is on the right has a lot of efficient systems in it, and if we see at the left one, it doesn't look like one. So what are the possible issues that we are seeing? Let's say the wiring is outdated. You can see the cupboards are, like, they're poorly cluttered and everything is falling out. There is no management. It doesn't look like there is any people who are managing. They are well trained or not. And it looks like it is not just following any governance. And the other one is well kept. So now, if we try to summarize the entire concept here, I would like to explain this, that we can consider an AI-ready organization through just this simple concept, where knowledge, people, and processes are interlinked. And I will explain this a little more into, again, let's visualize this. Everything is integrated, everything is, perfectly working in harmony, everything is synced. But to build this system, there were four important processes that enabled this transition. So what was that? Initially, in any organization, when we are converting any such organization and transitioning from one to another, there are four pillars. Number one is data. So your data is, there's a lot of talk about data hygiene, data cleaning, and all of that within AI. And what does exactly that mean? So let's say there were old times when, in old offices, there were, and even in today, like, we have, like, big file system, everything is manual, you have big registers. One person is, like, fully controlling the entire operations, and he is just not willing to, just the social dilemma or something, but he is just not willing to, give authority to any other person to access the same data that he has access to. And when he leaves, he just leaves the company entirely, entirely shaken. And then the other person joins, he doesn't know anything about the company itself, because the only person who was working on those registers, only he was the brain of the company at that time. So that is why when we say, like, the data cleanup is very important, it's because for any company to make this transition, it is extremely important that the data is well categorized, it is well maintained, and it is shared within multiple people, that it is accessible. Then, of course, there should be processes. Everything needs to follow a process. Everything should be documented. And why we are doing this is, let's suppose if any third person joins your company, all these four pillars will help him to, to easily mingle with the other of the employees. If we cannot make it easier for any new person, we honestly cannot make it easier for AI to come into the system and then increase their efficiency and increase their revenues and all of that. So we really need to dig deeper into these four pillars. And then again, people and governance, because there must be some rules, and people should be, adaptable. They should be willing to learn this. So this is what summarizes the entire idea of, transitioning from without an AI company to an AI first company. Now, if we say that if any company is using AI, what does it mean? I've talked to a couple startups, and I've talked to a couple different founders as well. And the common idea I ask them is, okay, how are you using AI within your company? They would say, we do market research, we write our emails through ChatGPT, They would use ChatGPT to write proposals, to do some deep research, which is perfectly fine. This is absolutely, the best approach to use AI within your systems. But we can do more than that. We definitely, with the current tools, we definitely can do more than that. And what exactly is missing in this, usage of ChatGPT for writing your proposals, for writing your emails, is that you are actually not, you are just A, your data is not safe. B, you have to write the entire thing and you have to give context every single time. So what you would do is you would open up a new chat and then explain, this is what I'm trying to do, this is my goal, or this is something, and do this. So it's like every single time such founders have to put in the effort to talk, to explain what they're trying to achieve and then get the output. And because of that, there are, generic responses. The only thing that makes AI powerful is when it understands your company, when we can train the AI on an actual company data. That is when, your company documents and all of your intelligence systems get superpowers and give you the results that you cannot just simply expect from using ChatGPT. So what exactly does it mean to, integrate all of the things together? So let's name any, let's say it's a company X, and this company X has, different departments. It has HR, finance, marketing, and then operations. Now, these are not like in usual, companies, these are not interlinked. All of the data is just subjected to one department, and then some updates are shared from one department to the other. So the entire company is working in different departments. There is no like one single source of truth where you can access any information. Say what we are trying to achieve is that we want to integrate all our company, data documents. It could be from your Google Drive, it could be from your local drives of all of your employees' data, it could be any, info that's saved on, it could be from your Slack channels, it could be from your meeting transcript, anything that is, this data is scattered all around different tools. This is a good visualization to understand that. Let's say you have all the information, all of your scattered data on your Gmail, on your Google Sheets, Excel files, maybe on Salesforce or your Jira ticket. I can not just query the entire thing one single time, right? It's all scattered. I do not have the kind of information that I want. So what we can try is, there's a concept called adding a contextual layer, where you are providing a context and then using that context, as you can see, in calling all of our agents and chatbots and whatever you want to make out of it, any automation you want to build, any, system architecture you want to build. But the entire thing can build around the basic concept, which is the most in the AI world. It is a very, popular topic right now, which is adding a contextual layer. And this contextual layer, what it can do is we can integrate all of these channels through just one basic connection, and it can fetch all the data. It can automatically, refresh all the data, and then it can store in a, you can say, database type of structure, where now this AI brain has all of your company information all synced into one thing. So now you can do like tens and thousands of things out of it. Like you can use it to, now that this data is like contextualized, it has been added into the database, it has been chunked. That is when we say that this data is clean, it's connected, it's structured, and now we can use it. And the best part is it's searchable. I ask any question about any specific team member or any specific task, I can get relevant information instantly within seconds from Slack, from Drive, from Jira tickets, and all of that. Now I can, within just seconds, I can access the entire company brain and just query anything, and I can talk to the entire company at a single point. That is how companies are leading the way in AI. That is how they are, outsmarting their competitors and all. So okay, this is the foundation of AI in your organization. Let's see it in, in operation. So we now with that, let's say our first step was making this AI brain, this company information into one structured core agent. Okay, and now we have this contextual layer developed, and now this is connected with your marketing agent. It is connected with your customer support, your HR, your finance, your operations. I'm not saying that we can 100% like replace all the persons. That is never possible. AI can never 100% replace any human. It can only add value. That's what the ideology I believe in. But let's say that what are the real questions that we can ask this entire AI brain thing, right? So let's say from the marketing agent, any person comes in and he asks which lead segments have shown the highest conversion in the last 30 days. Then we have questions from the finance department about the projected cash invoices. Then we can also, if it's an e-commerce related business, we can quickly ask and analyze which product is running out, where do we need more inventory, which are from the social media analytics, we can completely, instantly see which specific product is performing well, which is getting more impressions. So with how you're seeing the pattern now, like how each of every single thing is integrated. And sorry about that. How every single thing is integrated, and with this, entire database, we can use AI to our advantage. Pause here and see if there are any questions so far. All right, hello everyone. Can you hear me again? Sorry about the issue. Where did you guys lose me? Because I had no idea I was constantly presenting. Okay. All right. Was it just for a second, or I was off for a couple of minutes? Yeah. So I'm saying that. Okay, I'll just repeat it again. But I think this is where I cut off. This was the screen. Can you guys see? Can you see my screen now? All right. So this was the screen that I was presenting while I got cut off. And I was explaining the part where now we have the contextual layer enabled, and we have this AI brain of our company. And now this brain is interconnected with the finance agent, with the HR agent, with the marketing department, with the operations team, and for the support agent as well, for handling all the communication and stuff. Now I did mention here that I do not believe that AI can 100% replace all of these, members from each of these departments. But what AI can do is definitely is to add value and to increase the operational efficiency of all of these departments together. So some of the questions that we can, just query and use AI to our advantage would be, let's say the marketing team comes in and they ask like which lead segments are performing well, or the finance department is, asking this AI brain of our company that about the projected cash invoices. And even if you are an e-commerce company, let's say with all the data that it has now, we can even make estimates of or make projections of which specific SKUs are performing well. Where do we need to add on more inventory? How can we predict that? Through all of this contextualized layer and data that we have provided AI, and now using it to our own advantage.